What is the elastic clause and state rights? Have you ever wondered how the United States balances power between the federal government and individual states? Today, we will look at the elastic clause and state rights to understand this dynamic better. The elastic clause, also known as the necessary and proper clause, is found in Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution. This clause gives Congress the authority to create laws that are necessary to carry out its enumerated powers. In simpler terms, it allows Congress to stretch its authority to address issues that the framers of the Constitution may not have anticipated. Now, how does this relate to state rights? State rights refer to the idea that states have certain powers and autonomy that are independent of the federal government. This principle is rooted in the 10th Amendment, which states that any powers not given to the federal government are reserved for the states. The relationship between the elastic clause and state rights can be quite complex. On one hand, the elastic clause enables Congress to enact laws that can sometimes encroach on state authority. For example, in the landmark case of Cullochv v. Maryland in 1819, the Supreme Court ruled that Congress could use the elastic clause to establish a national bank. This decision reinforced federal power and limited the ability of states to challenge federal actions. States often assert their rights to govern local matters without federal interference. They emphasize their sovereignty in areas like education, criminal law, and local governance. However, when Congress uses the elastic clause to pass laws, states may feel their rights are being undermined. In practice, this means that states can challenge federal laws that they believe overstep Congress's constitutional powers. They argue that the 10th Amendment protects their authority against broad interpretations of the elastic clause. This ongoing tension shapes the political environment and influences legislation and court decisions across the country. The elastic clause allows Congress to address national issues by passing laws necessary for its powers, such as regulating commerce or providing for national defense. Yet, states maintain the right to manage their local affairs unless Congress's actions are justified under this clause. Understanding the elastic clause and state rights is essential for grasping the balance of power in the United States. This balance continues to evolve, impacting how states and the federal government interact and govern.